Yeah. The tar roof holds the day's last heat under my feet. 5:30 and the city's changing every shade it keeps. I found this spot 2 summers back when everything went sideways. Still come up here when the noise below gets louder than my heartbeat says. Yeah. The water towers casting long on rooftops going west. A pigeon finds the same ledge every evening, same as me, I guess. I count the floors of that old building, 42 this time. Somebody up there watering plants, somebody drawing blinds, yeah. And the light is doing something to the water tanks, the glass, turning everything it touches into something made to last. Not permanent, just illuminated, just made visible for now. The city shows you what it's made of. That's the light's unspoken vow.
The city never asked if we were ready.
It just kept moving,
kept its rhythm low and steady.
I stood there on the edge of everything familiar, watching amber swallow every inch of skyline, inch by inch. Sun breaks through the gap between the buildings like a sermon. Nobody asked for it, it came anyway, like mercy does for certain. I pull my jacket tight and let the warmth begin to leave. This is the hour before the city stops, pretending to believe. Yeah. Miss Rose is on the fire escape below me, dinner smoke. She's been there since the 70s. She says the city's broke, but every evening, same position, same direction, same. She watches the same skyline like she's waiting for its name. Yeah, there's something in her patience that I'm still trying to decode. The way she holds a cup of tea against the cold and doesn't move until the very last of the light is gone, as if she made a private agreement with the sun. I think about the men who built these rooftops, poured these floors, what they imagined looking down, what they were working for. The city grew around the labor like a vine around a fence, and now I'm standing in the garden at the calloused hands commence. I think about my father standing on a different rooftop east, somewhere in the Bronx, some decade I can barely reach. He told me once the city looked the same from every height, but somehow different every time.
You found yourself the light. The city never asked if we were ready.
It just kept moving,
kept its rhythm low and steady.
I think Miss Rosa knows something I'm still learning how to feel. But staying in one place can sometimes be the bravest kind of deal. The light goes orange now, goes deep, the kind that makes you stop. Everything on the avenue looks different from the top. A kid on the stoop below is bouncing the ball against the wall. The rhythm of it rises up like music through the hall. I've been running something in my mind for 7 months or longer. A question that I keep re-asking every time I grab a little stronger. The rooftop doesn't answer, just reflects the light and holds. But somewhere in the warmth of it, the answer starts to fold. The shadows now are longer than the buildings that they come from. A saxophone from somewhere, open window, 4th floor, something. It bleeds into the traffic and the children calling names. And the whole block for a moment plays together like a flame.
The city never asked if we were ready.
It just kept moving,
kept its rhythm low and steady.
The saxophonist knows, I think Miss Rosa knows it too. The city doesn't ask, it only asks what you're prepared to do. 5:45 and now the sky is more purple than before. The tar is cooling fast, I feel it through my shoes and more. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same ledge, same view. The city will keep moving and I'll keep learning how to move. The pigeon on the ledge beside me doesn't flinch at anything. Not the truck below, not the horn, not the wind beginning. It's evening shift, it's been up here longer than I have, and it will be here longer still. It doesn't do the math. I do enough math for both of us. I count the months, count the decisions I've been carrying since the summer once removed from this one. Count the people who've come through my door and left it open on their way and asked for nothing more. The light goes first, the warmth stays half a minute longer. Then that too fades and everything gets quiet, not stronger. But quiet's not the same as empty, I have learned that much up here.
The city never asked if we were ready, and somehow that's the thing I needed most to hear.
Somebody left the window open, and the city came right in. The curtain moves in ways that feel like something's about to begin. The radiator ticks its own kind of conversation, telling me the building's got opinions on the season's transformation. 6:15 and all the lights below are starting up. The pharmacy across the way is bright as any paper cup. A woman walks a dog in circles 3 laps, then she stops, checks her phone, looks up, walks on. The rhythm never drops. The smell of food from 3 floors down. Somebody's making rice. The same smell every Thursday, regular and precise. I've lived above that kitchen for almost 30 months. I still don't know the name that goes with what that kitchen wants. Somebody left the window open, and everything came through. The bus exhaust, the kid who laughs, the couple arguing too. I used to shut these things outside and call it peace of mind. Now I think the real kind of peace is letting in what's mine. Yeah, I think about Darnell. He moved out in October. Said the city got too heavy, said the cost was almost over. I kept his number in my phone under call when things get cleaner. The city got no cleaner. The window just got wider, got keener. I think about my mother calling on a Tuesday morning, asking had I eaten, asking was the cold a warning. I said I'm fine the way you say it when the fine's a placeholder. She heard it, said nothing, that's the kind of grace that I hold over. Someone's talking very loud on the stoop somewhere below me. I can't make out the words, but I can hear the shape of lonely in it. The volume isn't confidence, it's something filling space. The city teaches you to read the sound beneath the face. Somebody left the window open, and the past came walking through. Not the good parts, not the easy parts, the parts that still hold you. I let it sit beside me on the edge of the windowsill. The city down below kept moving, I sat mostly still. The light outside is different now. The gold is gone to gray, the kind of gray that isn't sad, it's just the end of day. The bodega sign across the way flickers twice, then holds everything below. It's slowly warming while the rooftop colds. The woman with the dog comes back, she does one more loop. The dog's decided on a spot, a sidewalk for its truth. She waits, phone back in pocket, watches something overhead, a plane, a bird, a cloud, then she decides to head back in. The door swings behind her and the stoop is empty now. Just a yellow square of the bodega making its nightly vow to stay open past the hour when everything else concedes, to be the one lamp on the block that nobody needs, but everyone ends up at eventually. I used to think that stillness was the enemy of progress. Now I think the stillest hours teach you what you can't suppress. The curtain moves again, and something in the motion settles. The city never waits, but sometimes that's what makes it gentle. Somebody left the window open, and I'm glad they never closed it. The noise below is information if you know how to compose it. The smell of Thursday rice, the laugh, the argument, the bus, all of it together makes the kind of music that is us. The sky is fully blue black now, first stars if you know where. The pharmacist is lacking up, the dog's back in somewhere. I sit here for another hour, maybe 2, maybe 3. Somebody left the window open and the city walked in free. And I have been asking it questions all week, and it has been answering in the only language that it keeps. Not words, just the rhythm of the everything below. Somebody left the window open, and now I know. The 7 o'clock. Seven o'clock, and the avenue was doing what it does. Every light post earning its keep, every corner making noise because the evening shift is pressing through the doors of every diner. And the morning shift is walking home in shoes that couldn't be tireder. The laundromat is almost done, the dryer's slowing down. A couple waits outside the glass without a word and without a frown. They've done this 1,000 Thursdays. The silence is a language they perfected over years of folding and of anguish. But the bodega dog is out front, tied to the same post. He watches every person pass and loves none more than most. Equal opportunity, witness to the whole block moving through. The kind of calm you spend a life attempting to pursue. This is the avenue before the dark completes its work, before the after hours crowd arrives, before the edges lurk. This is the window and the avenue belongs to everyone. The mother and the hustler and the teacher under the same sun. Yeah, I passed Mr. Theo walking back from work at the transit. Same route, same pace, same worn down shoulder, same habitual visit to the corner store for something small, a juice, a pack of gum. A moment where the day can be a question and not just a sum. He nods at me, I nod back. This is the full extent of our relationship for 2 years running, and it's meant something to me in a way I haven't found the language for. Some contracts don't need words, just the same sidewalk, the same door. The trumpet I've been hearing all week is somewhere on this block, a window somewhere, second or the third. I stop and clock, it floats above the traffic like it knows it has no deadline. A melody so personal, it doesn't need a headline. This is the avenue before the dark completes its work, before the restaurant tables fill and conversation perks. This is the window and the city shows you what it's made of, not the version that it sells, the version that it's afraid of. The supermarket closed last year, the one on 43rd. Miss Pauline said it loud and nobody really heard. Now it's a juice bar with exposed brick and low light and the line. And the people who fed Pauline's grandmother are doing fine. But this is not a eulogy. The avenue's still moving, it just moves different, finds its new way of improving. And somewhere in that tension is the thing that keeps me walking. The city in the middle of its own continuous reckoning. I've been walking the same strip for longer than I care to add. The faces change, the storefronts change. Some of it makes me glad, some of it makes me wonder what we're building when we build. If the new thing coming in is worth the old thing that got killed. The couple from the laundromat steps out with folded piles. They walk the same direction without speaking, full of miles of history between them. Fabric stacked against her chest. He opened the door of the building. This is their modest best, and it is enough. It is the kind of enough that lasts, the kind that doesn't need applause, that doesn't hold the past against itself. I watch them disappear inside. This is what the avenue keeps. This is what it provides. This is the avenue before the dark completes its work. I feel it in the cooling air, the way the pigeons shirk back to their ledges, back to wherever pigeons go to rest. This is the city being honest, passing its own test. The trumpet holds a note so long it bends into the evening. I stop completely, 20 seconds just receiving. The block goes soft around that note, like everything agreed.
The avenue before the dark is all the music that I need. That I need. That I need.
Midnight on Lennox and we're walking without a destination, which was her suggestion. She said, I'm not ready for the station. And I'm not either, honestly, but I wouldn't have been the one to say it first. She said it first, which is already something. The sidewalk on Lennox at midnight in June is a specific width. It's wide enough for two people to walk apart or with their shoulders close. We found an in-between, the distance that isn't decided yet, that's doing its own kind of insistence on the question of what this is. Lennox at midnight has its own pedestrian population. The person walking fast with somewhere to be, the contemplation of the person walking slow. The couple we pass who have clearly been together long enough to walk without looking at each other nearly at all. Both looking outward, which is a whole different kind of close. She notices them too, I can tell. She says nothing but the most. Careful pause enters a step, a 2-second registration of what long-term looks like in real time in this specific location. We passed the closed halal cart, still smells like everything it cooked today. The owner stacking things with the particular economy of someone who's done this 10,000 times and has made peace with the repetition. She says something about how we undervalue that piece. I agree, there's something about a person who has found their thing and does it without drama every day. The kind of living that doesn't require an audience or a narrative arc. Just the cart, the food, the clothes in the same corner after dark. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons. It just finds us here on Lennox, walking past the same cart every season. The lamplight doesn't ask where this is going. It only shows us what's already here, already glowing. She walks the way she does everything, with something that's not hurry, but also not indifference. A pace that says, I'm here, no worry about the pace itself. She's one of those people for whom the walking is the point, not what comes after. She makes room. In the motion for the motion's own sake, I usually walk fast, always somewhere to be even when I'm not. But in the last 4 blocks I've slowed to something I didn't know I could maintain. This pace, this particular unhurried quality of the campaign of just existing on a block at midnight. We stop at a corner and the light is red and we're not in any kind of rush. She looks up at the buildings the way you do when you haven't looked up in a while. And the feelings that come with looking up are different from the ones that come with looking straight. There's something about vertical that opens up the state of whatever you're carrying. She breathes in slow and says, do you ever think about all the people in those windows, all those days stacked on top of each other? 100 windows, 100 separate living things, all running simultaneously. She does this, turns ordinary things into something that makes you feel the weight and the beauty of the ordinary simultaneously. Like all that verticality is actually full, actually running, actually somebody. The light changes, we cross, her shoulder brushes mine for exactly 1 step on the far side of the crosswalk line. Neither of us adjusts, we keep the new distance, the closer one. Midnight on Lennox, and we're still walking, we're not done. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it just holds the corner while we stand here in the season of whatever this is. Late June, late night, no hurry. The lamplight just illuminates. We do the rest, don't worry. Her jacket is on my chair. She left it there last Thursday, and neither of us has mentioned it. This is now the third day. It's been sitting on the back of the chair by the window. I've been moving around it, giving it the same clear inside. Give a window into something I don't wanna look at too directly. Her jacket is on my chair, and I have treated it protectively, in the way you treat a thing that doesn't quite belong to you, but it's too present to ignore and too specific to construe. It's something ordinary. It's the dark green one, the kind with the collar that turns up. She wore it the first night, the bar in Harlem, she buttoned up. The top one as we left the street was colder than expected. And something in how she adjusted, it felt so connected to the whole way she does things, methodically with purpose. She didn't rush the button, she found it fastened, it no fuss. And then she was ready and we went out into the night. And her jacket's been on my chair ever since that night. I've thought about texting you, left your jacket, here's my address, but that feels too formal for whatever this is in the address. It's a complicated word when nothing's been established, when the ground between two people hasn't been fully published. She knows where I live, she's been here once last Saturday. We sat on the floor and put on records, and she stayed until 2:30 in the morning, and then called a car and left the jacket on the chair, and that's where we are. Her jacket on my chair as a kind of punctuation mark, a question that got left behind after the dark. A Saturday resolved into a Sunday, into Monday, into now Wednesday, with the jacket still there. The slow day, turning in the evening, and I passed that chair 6 times, each time noting it, each time hearing all the rhymes of what a jacket left on the chair might mean in context, what it means to leave a physical thing in someone else's address. I asked someone about it, my friend Denise, who knows things. She said she knows it's there, she knew when she left it. These are the rings that people leave to say I'll be back, or at least I was here, I'm present in this space. Even in my absence, I'm near. I sat with that for the rest of the day. Her jacket is on my chair, and I'm not gonna move it. Not because I don't have a nerve, it's more that I can prove it to myself that I move past the version of this where I wait for things to resolve on their own. I know that, yet to stay. Knowing doesn't always change what you do with your hands. I pass the chair, I see the jacket, I understand that it's a small object with a lot of meaning stacked inside it. And I've chosen, at least today, to be the person who resides with it, without requiring it to tell me what it means. Right now, I'll text her tonight, not about the jacket, just how are you Thursday, thinking about a thing you said last week, and see where that goes, see what she says, see what we see. To make of all of this, her jacket on my chair is the most honest thing that's happened to me this year, and I'm gonna do something about it, just not yet. The jacket's still warm in a way that I'd rather not forget.
Is still playing, nobody moved to flip it. We've been sitting on the floor in this apartment and admitted somewhere around the second drink that neither of us is going anywhere soon. The record is still playing, still showing that aside is maybe 8 minutes left, which is a deadline of sorts, though nobody has named it that. The fine line between a night that ends and one that keeps on opening is something the record knows better than us. The slowing of the needle toward the center of the side is something I've been tracking for the last 3 songs, each one running a little shorter than I want, which is information about where I am with this whole whole situation. She's sitting with her back against the couch, I'm on the floor, diagonal. We've been like this for an hour or more, rotating through the topics that two people rotate through when they're doing more than just to talk and using what they're saying to get closer in the way that talking gets you close. She told me about the year she lived alone the most, the year she stopped trying to make things into plans and started just arriving places with her own two hands. Empty, it was the best year, she says, and also the most difficult. Was tracks she has a way of holding contradictory and full things simultaneously without needing to resolve it. The record agrees, jazz is built on not resolving them. The side ends, the needle finds a groove of silence at the edge, that specific sound, that particular quiet reliance of the arm on the run out groove, circular and done. Neither of us moves to flip it, neither of us is done. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it keeps the room the same warm, amber through all of these seasons of a single evening. This long hour between when the records still played and when we let the quiet in between. She's looking at the ceiling, now I'm looking at her, looking at the ceiling. The record needle at the edge, not booking any more sound, just cycling through the end of the side. And the room fills with the ambient sound of whatever's outside. 3 floors below us, a city still doing what it does. A distant taxi, someone's window closing. The soft persistent hum of infrastructure, and inside us the lamp, the floor, the jacket on the chair, the record. The silence asking for something that neither of us has put a word to yet. Not because we don't have the word, because the word's a bet you place when you're ready to let the possibility arrive in language, and language changes things irrevocably. I move to flip the record. She says, not yet, and I sit back down and the needle keeps a slow transit around the edge of nothing, and we stay exactly here in the warm room with the lamplight and the record and the year folding in on itself. The specific Friday folding into whatever Friday is gonna be tomorrow, holding us in this apartment in this hour before the word, before any of it becomes something that's been heard. The record's still playing, even when it isn't, even in the silence. Even the silence of it has a kind of cadence or reliance on the fact the sound was here and will be here again. Between what played and what comes next, that's where we are. In between. Yeah.
$1:30 and I'm on the last train going somewhere I'm not sure. The car is 4 people and the smelling of fluorescent light that's tore. 1:30 between 2 functions, on and off, it can't decide which, and neither can I. That's the logic of the last train's pitch. The tunnel swallows everything above us, 30 floors asleep below us, 50 years of infrastructure dug too deep for anyone to see. The city built on top of what it buried, and I'm sitting in the burial thinking about what I've carried. Last train logic says whatever you decide at 1 a.m. is more honest than the version you will tell yourself at 10. The daylight versions filter, they edit for the acceptable. The last train logic has no PR. What remains is undeniable. The man across the car is reading something on his phone, his face lit blue-white in the tunnel. He is utterly alone in the way that cities make you, surrounded by the many. But this particular silence costs more than any. Something left unfinished in me since November, a conversation I began and didn't have the ember to complete. I kept postponing past the point of comfort, and now the cities make me sit inside my own discomfort. The woman 2 seats down is sleeping with the bag tight on her chest. She's been through something, you can tell by how she holds the rest of everything she carries. Nothing loose, nothing unguarded. The city taught her early what it means to be outsmarted. Last train logic, everything is clearer underground, where the noise above is gone, and all you've got is sound of metal and emotion, and the tunnel going dark, where the only thing between you and the answer is the dark. I called her from the platform, it went to voicemail twice. I didn't leave a message, there's a limit to the price of reaching out when reaching's all you've done for 7 months. And every voicemail sounds the same, the asking in the fronts. And now I'm underground and cannot call and cannot stall. The last train logic says you have to face the thing or fall forward into something that resembles a decision, or keep riding back and forth without a destination. The train rocks on a curve, the lights flicker for a moment in the window's reflection. I'm the only visible component of myself. Everything else is tunnel dark and still. The last train logic strips you down to what you actually feel, not what you've been performing, not the careful modulation of the feeling into something palatable for conversation, but the actual thing, the one that's been sitting in the sternum since the middle of November when the thing became infirm.
quietly for approximately 3 seconds. Pitch black and the whole car breathes differently. When it comes back, 2 people are asleep who weren't before. Something in the dark gave them permission to restore. I've been running from the version of this conversation where I have to be the first to break the stagnation, where I have to say what I've been decorating with delay. The last train logic strips the decoration away. The city above us never really sleeps, not fully, just goes internal, pulls the lights down slowly. The same way a decision that you've been avoiding goes internal, pulls the logic down and keeps going. Last train logic, it comes for everyone at once. When the daylight's arguments have finally come undone, when the kind voice in your head has gone home for the evening, and what's left is just the truth of it, not trying to be leaving. The train slows into Bedford, almost there, wherever there is. The woman with the bag wakes up and checks the map with poise. She knows exactly where she's going. I can see it in the certainty. I'm gonna figure that out yet. The city's waiting patiently. 1:30. 1:30.
Bodega Light at 2. Bodega Light at 2. Bodega Light at 2. Bodega Light at 2. The only honest light the city keeps. When everything else folds into whatever the avenue sleeps. The fluorescence unforgiving shows you everything without the edit. The bags under my eyes, the crease in my jacket, I'll admit it. I walked here from the station, 12 blocks in the cold deciding whether to go home or stand here in this light and stop the hiding. The bodega dog is gone now, inside for the night. Just the owner and the light and me and whatever's right. I've been making the same face in the same light for 3 years. Each time I pass at 2 a.m. in between the fears of doing and not doing. Tonight it feels different. Tonight the light feels more like a verdict than a light switch. There's something about Bodega Light at 2 in the morning that makes you honest in a way that daylight keeps on warning you to soften. But at 2 there's no softener available. The light just holds you there and makes the reckoning inevitable. A man walks by, late shift, uniform, tired in the shoulders. He stops to buy something small, doesn't look at me. The boulders he's carrying aren't visible, but I can feel the weight of them. The bodega knows it's been collecting all of them. The owner inside sees me through the glass and gives a nod. The universal nod at 2 a.m. I see you carry on. He's probably seen 100 people in this light before, standing on the sidewalk doing math they couldn't do indoors. I took the number out my pocket, creased at every fold. I've been carrying it for 6 weeks. Paper getting older, handwriting on the paper how she loops a lowercase. I've been keeping it like evidence, afraid to make the case. Bodega Light at 2, where the city finally shows its math. The cost of everything you held and everything you passed. I think about the rooftop, 5:30 in the gold. How far that light has traveled just to bring me to the cold of 2:15 a.m. on some block I know by memory, where the only light that's left is this fluorescent testimony, shining down on 12 years of the same block, doing what blocks do, growing older, growing different, me included, growing too. I used to think the city was the thing that made me complicated. Now I think the city's just a mirror. I was complicated, and it reflected me back at myself in different hours. The golden ones at 5, the dark ones that belong to ours. I've been standing in this light for almost 20 minutes. The man who bought the small thing left, I'm still in it. The light, just the light in the glass, and the owner who knows that some people need the counter more than anything else that shows. I take the paper out, I look at it inside the light. The number's been the same for 6 weeks. I've been wrong to fight the conversation that I know I need to finally have before the morning comes and makes it easier to have. Bodega Light at 2, the last light before the confession, the last lamppost before the thing you've been suppressing finds its air. I dial the number, it rings once, it rings twice,
And then the voice half sleeping once. And I say what I've been carrying since November. 7 months of carefully maintained ember, turned into 3 sentences, plain and without edit. Standing in this light, I said it. Finally said it, said it. Finally said it, said it. Finally said it.
Yeah. At 4 in the morning, she could have taken any taxi. 3 past the window while we stood on the step talking exactly the kind of opportunity that makes a choice visible. Each cab a door that could have closed this permissible. Exit reasonable, the right hour to call it an evening. She watched the first one pass and there was no retrieving. The moment to flag it, she was mid-sentence about her sister. The second one we both saw and both of us considered. And neither of us moved, she kept talking, I kept listening. The third one I flagged half joking, she said no. In the glistening of the lamppost light on the wet sidewalk at 4 felt like the city underscoring what she said. What's at the core of what a single word can do to a whole night? No, 1 syllable said lightly without ceremony. She said it the same way she orders coffee, no testimony. Needed no hedge, no qualification appended, just no. And the taxi passed and the evening extended into this hour that shouldn't technically be happening. We're on the stoop now, talking about everything and nothing in sequence. Her grandmother in Queens who had a saying about evenings that refused to end. Not bad, her grandmother would say, just stubborn, she said it. About anything that kept on going past its deadline. I credit the grandmother with naming what this night is. Stubborn in the best way, refusing to resolve burning through the ordinary deadline of midnight of 1 of 2 of the 3, a moment when something was begun that we couldn't name. And now here at 4 on the stoop in the humid June air, 2 people who found their loop and kept inside it. I kept inside it. I think about the Harlem bar at 11:15, the first hour of this, the specific heaven of not knowing yet what this was. The way you name it, 3 syllables becomes a whole person. How the frame of someone's face changes the longer you look at it. Not because the face changes, because you stop taking it as information and start taking it as itself. The specific thing, irreplaceable, off the shelf of any category, just her, specifically tonight. The way she said no to the taxi in the lamplight, the way she flagged taxi she doesn't intend to take. The whole pattern of small choices that constitute the stakes. She's talking about something else now. I'm half listening, half cataloging, half doing the reckoning of what it means that we're still here, that the taxi passed, that the night turned out to be this elastic, this vast in its capacity to hold us. 4 in the morning, the city is generous. It doesn't impose a warning shot of sunrise, yet it gives you this last hour before the blue starts to eat the black at the edges. This is the space for 2 people to understand what they're doing here without naming it completely. She said no to the taxi, that's the route the night chose, and I'm glad it did. I'm standing on the stoop, glad for every stubborn hour in this soft, irrational loop. The taxi home she didn't take at 4, this is its own testimony. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it just shows you patiently everything that's happening. The cab, the step, the June air, her, and the fact that neither of us moved. And that was the transfer. This is what we feel. Yeah. 5 in the morning in the city is the same city. Same block, same building, same bodegas, fluorescent mercy. Lighting up the same corner it lit last Thursday. But I'm not the same person I was last Thursday. This is the thing about the same morning, different. Everything that holds the city steady, the persistent architecture of it. The water towers, the elevated the tracks, the corner stores, the fire escapes, the ordinary facts of infrastructure. None of it changed while I was otherwise occupied. The city didn't stop for any of this, it didn't set aside. The usual schedule of becoming Tuesday morning, but I've been inside something that did its own reordering since 11:15. That's the specific math of it. One night between two people, and the aftermath of it is not the city being different. It's the person in the city being different, which amounts to the same thing. The same city.
Looking different because the one who's looking changed.
5 in the morning and she fell asleep in the chair. Not the one with the jacket, the other chair, her hair against the cushion in the lamplight, doing what it does, finding everything and asking nothing. Because the lamplight
Doesn't ask for reasons, it just shows you what's here through all these early morning seasons. When the light outside is turning from black to something blue, the lamplight keeps its amber, keeps its warm view.
I've been awake for almost an hour after she fell asleep, sitting with the record sleeve, with everything we keep in this apartment now. Her jacket, her coffee cup from 2 nights ago, still on the counter. The small archaeology of a person is slow accumulation of evidence that someone was here and came back and will come back. That's the thing about the title track of this, it doesn't arrive all at once. It arrives in deposits, the jacket first, and the Tuesday calls, then the apartment, then the quiet composite of her presence becoming a texture of the room. I think about the Harlem bar, how little I knew then about what this was. Sitting at the corner at 10, 15, pretending to read something, the words already gone. The moment she sat down, that was the dawn of this, though I didn't know to call it that. It was just a Tuesday in November, just a particular trust of a lamplight bar in Harlem, doing what lamplight bars do, making everything soft enough to say, I see you, and you say,
I see you back.
the lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it just holds whatever's in the room and holds it through the seasons of a single night. From the bar, the rain, the Lennox walk, the jacket, the record, the 2 a.m. talk, in the taxi she didn't take. And now it's 5 in the morning, the city unchanged, the specific bliss of watching someone sleep in a chair by the window while the outside turns from night to the pre-dawn indigo. That means the same morning is arriving, same city, same sun, same infrastructure of the borough doing what it's always done. But the person watching all of it from this apartment window is different. Is someone who held the night open, didn't let it go, and found that a night is bigger on the inside than it looks. 5 in the morning, and the lamplight in the room is starting to compete with the blue coming through the window. The city's own light beginning to claim the space, and soon the lamp won't be the only name for light in this room. There'll be 2 kinds, the one I turned on at 11 and the one that finds its way through glass at 5 regardless. Both honest, both real, both asking nothing, both just here. And this is what we feel. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it never did. Not at 11 when she walked in, not through the seasons of this one long night. Not now at 5 when it's competing with the morning. The lamplight just kept being warm and steady and without agenda, which is, I'm understanding now, the most genuine tender thing a light can do. Just show up and stay lit, which is also what I wanna do. Just show up and stay in it. She'll wake in an hour, the city will be fully Tuesday, and we'll have coffee and she'll order hers the same way she always does, slowly with intention, knowing what she wants. And I watch her do it, same as always, same morning, different haunts. The lamplight in the window will look giving way today, but something that illuminated doesn't go away. With the morning it just moves into the ordinary hours. The same city, different way. This is what this hours have done. Made the same morning way more, mean more. Made the familiar street below look like a door I walk through to the other side of something I can't name yet, but can feel in how I'm standing at this window in the wet. Blue light, blue light, blue light to 5 a.m. Watching the city become Tuesday. lamplight. Yeah. 11:15 in the bars, doing what bars do, making everybody's story look like something that could be true. I've been sitting at this corner for the better part of an hour, watching the light do things to people that the daylight lacks the power to do. Something about lamplight at 11 in Harlem softens every angle, turns the whole room into a careless song. She came in 20 minutes past and took the seat to my left. I pretended to be reading something. I'm not sure what was left of the page I was supposedly on. The words became irrelevant the moment she rearranged the whole frame of the room by simply sitting down and ordering in that voice. The kind of voice that doesn't sound like it's making any noise, but you hear every syllable, you hear the space between them. The bartender responds differently, you notice him leaning in. This is what someone does to a room when they don't know they're doing it, when they're just being themselves and the room has no choice but pursuing it. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it just falls on everything and makes the night worth being in. The lamplight doesn't ask who you arrive with, it only asks if you're still here, and I am still here, still breathing in. She ordered something I didn't catch, said it quietly. The barman knew it, not at once, like they had a treaty. She's been here before, knows the bartender by something other than name, by the kind of shorthand two people build when a bar becomes the same. Every Thursday or every Friday, some regular ritual. I've been to this bar 3 times and none of them was spiritual until tonight, until 11:15 in this light, when she put a book on the bar and said something about the night being the kind of night for reading outdoors. But then the rain, and she gestured at the window at the wet glass in the lane below us, running with reflections of the street light in the wet. And I said something about rain having better timing than regret. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it just finds the two of us here at the same hour on the same evening. The lamplight doesn't ask what we were running from, it only knows that we arrived and neither of us felt like leaving. Her name is 3 syllables, she said it and I held it in the place in my chest where you hold a thing before you felt it become familiar. It's still unfamiliar and specific in the way that new names are before they stop being specific and start being just the sound that means a person you know well. She asked what I was reading, I told her and I could tell she read it too, or something adjacent. The way your head went slightly left the way it does when the thing lands accurately but lightly. We talked about a sister moving back to Brooklyn in the year that swallowed everything that moving tends to cost. I could hear the whole story in the part she chose to leave out at the edges, the way a careful person holds what matters at the ledges of what they'll say to someone they met 45 minutes back. She trusted me with the outline, which is its own kind of act of generosity, to give someone the shape of something real before you know if they're the kind of person who can feel what the shape is pointing at. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it just shows you everything that's here without embellishment or screening. The lamplight doesn't promise you the morning or a name, it only offers this, the hour, and the two of us inside the frame. We sat in this bar for what turned out to be an hour and a half. I forgot 3 things I was carrying and found a different math. One, where the variables are simpler, just this room, this light, this person, and the question of what happens when the clock runs past a certain amount of comfortable. We're past it, neither of us moving. The rain outside is doing what the rain does, slowly proving that sometimes weather makes the choice that people can't quite make. 11:15. Now it's almost 12:30 and awake, in a way that had nothing to do with the drink I ordered. Yeah. 11:30 and the rain is doing something to Brooklyn that it doesn't do to other boroughs. Something specific, something
that makes every window on the block a painting with its own light source. Each apartment making its own version of home. Visible from the outside, the blue flicker of a television, the warm yellow of a kitchen where someone's still in session with whatever they were cooking, the dark of a room where someone's already done with the day, sealed in their own gloom. A piece impossible to tell from the sidewalk from this distance. I've been standing on this corner for about 3 minutes in the rain. It's not quite rain anymore, more like the city breathing out the particular mist that turns the lamppost pretty and soft-edged, and the kind of beautiful that's only visible to someone who has nowhere they particularly need to be, which is the situation I'm in. She lives somewhere on this block. She mentioned it in passing, and I'm not gonna knock on any door. I'm just walking in the general direction of having walked a long way after a long evening of correction. In the usual route home, this way adds 12 blocks, and 12 blocks in this weather means my jacket's absorbing stocks of whatever tonight is made of. The trumpet I heard last week on the street is somewhere in the windows. One of those apartments has a musician who just knows that 11:30 is the right time to play. Not loud, just enough to be the neighborhood's unofficial soundtrack. And I stop when I hear it. It comes from the 3rd floor left. Not sure which window, but the sound has that specific heft of something played for no one and therefore played perfectly. A person alone with their instrument is a particular kind of free that you don't get when the audience arrives. The music is its own reason, its own conclusion. I lose it for a second when the taxi passes, then it's back. That smoky, slow melody running through the wet and dark. She didn't say which floor she lives on, it doesn't matter. I'm not here for any reason I could cleanly render. I'm just the person walking in the rain in Brooklyn after midnight, after a night that rearranged some things after that kind of light. In Harlem after a bar that became 2 hours, after a name that took 3 syllables and hours to start to feel like it was something I could hold without the careful way you hold what hasn't yet been told to you completely. And that's the thing, we're only partial. Each of us, we gave each other the shapes of something actual, but not the actual, not yet. And this is the right place for that. Here in the rain, looking up at the face of Brooklyn, doing what Brooklyn does at 11:30, making every ordinary window look like it was worthy of a painting, making every lamppost look like it was set deliberately here to light this particular street where 2 people met hours ago, and one of them is standing in the rain for no reason that holds up to daylight or explains itself clearly. Just the city at this hour is specific, and I have not yet found a way to be back where the traffic and the ordinary choices live. The trumpet plays one more phrase, long and slow, and then it stops. The Brooklyn window stays lit up in the rain. I turn my collar up and keep on walking. Something in the way tonight, and it has started something.
I can see the door, the stage, the bar, and everyone who lives inside this hour for whatever reason brought them here tonight. The pianist is late, the bass is warming up and softly in play. The waitress knows my order, didn't have to ask this time. 2 years of the same Tuesday and the same glass of the same wine. She set it down and said the usual, with that look that means she's seen a version of this night in someone else's scenes. The band kicks in at 8:30, and something in the room decides to open up the way your key decides a room. Conversations lower, shoulders drop, the air gets thick and warm. Everybody came for something. Everybody came to mourn. Or celebrate, it's hard to tell. The line is thin tonight. She said she'd think about it over the weekend. Said she might come back with something clearer. That was 3 weeks back. Now I'm at the corner table counting weeks, listening to the track. The piano's doing something in the mid-range that I recognize. The feeling between knowing and not knowing, in the keys it lies. That space where a decision hasn't fallen yet either way, where every note is still a question, asking if you'll stay. Corner table at the back, where the light don't reach completely, where you can sit inside the dark and still hear everything clearly. I've been making up the conversation we should probably have between the first set and the second, between the good and bad. Both versions of the ending, the one where she comes back and the one I don't let myself think about. The track the pianist plays now, when that space is the exact same distance as the space between the version where we make it and the resistance. Jerome's up at the bar. He said his brother got the job. 3 months of nothing and a call. Now Monday he'll be on. I watched Jerome's face when he said it. Complicated, proud, the kind of joy that comes with weight that isn't said aloud. That's the kind of night this is. Everyone carrying two things, the thing they said out loud and the thing that still stings underneath the first thing. The jazz knows this, the bassist does. The way he drops a note below the note is exactly what this feeling was. The bassist drops a note so low it moves inside the chest. I feel it in the sternum like it's taking some kind of test. And when it holds that long suspended moment before the change, I think about the conversation, think about the strange arithmetic of love when it gets tired of being still. How much of what you feel is real and how much is goodwill? The pianist resolves it, lands on something warm and sure. And for exactly 3 bars, everything that's broken has a cure. Corner table at the back where everybody's half invisible, where the music does the talking that the mouth finds indivisible. I've been here 2 hours and the wine is almost done. The second set is starting, and I haven't called her once. But the band is doing something now that pulls me toward the present. Every note insisting that the moment's worth the present tense. I'll call her after this, or maybe I'll just sit until the music teaches me which silence is the one that heals. The pianist ends the set on something unresolved on purpose. I've heard him do this before, this isn't accidental service. He leaves you in the question, so the break becomes the answer. The space between the sets is where you find the second dancer. The corner table at the back, the last place I expected. To understand that love that doesn't move is love that's been neglected. Not dead, just waiting for someone to pull the chair out, to sit across the table before both of us run out. And Nostrand's got its own economy of sound. Somebody speaker up on the corner, somebody holding down the circle, drawing 8 MCs and maybe 20 people. This is where the architecture of the block becomes a steeple. First man in is always Marcus, shoulder square like punctuation. 2 years since his album dropped and still no other station plays it like he did. But on this corner on this night, he steps inside the circle and the whole thing ignites. His flow is the kind of measure pleasure that only comes from years of standing in small rooms and learning what it costs to clear the distance between what you mean and what lands in the air. Marcus paid that tuition, you can hear it, it's there. I've been waiting on the outside of this thing for half a year, coming close but never stepping in. The circle is unclear on whether I belong or whether I'm just someone watching. Tonight the beat drops different and my instinct starts unlocking. This is where the language lives before the label gets to shape it, where the syllable is weaponry and nobody's gonna fake it, where you earn an eye to earn the walk away, no middle zone, where every word you drop is either home or not your home. The second MC steps in, she goes by the name of Elevation. 200 syllables compressed into one exhalation. The crowd responds before she finishes. They already know this woman's been putting in the kind of work that doesn't show until it suddenly shows, until a Tuesday on Nostrand. When 20 people hear something they didn't know, they understand, and the understanding passes through the circle like electricity. This is hip-hop doing what it does, connecting specifically. I step inside the circle, feel the air pressure change, feel the eyes adjust, the posture of the crowd rearrange. Marcus gives me 3 seconds of assessment, then the nod, and I begin with something I've been holding since I crossed the boulevard. I said I came up in these same streets that you memorized at 9. Same fire escape, same corner store, same cracks in the same design. But I heard the city different, heard the jazz inside the noise, heard something in the chaos, learning how to find its voice. I said I'm not trying to be the loudest thing you heard tonight, just trying to be honest in a way that makes the cipher right. The way a key makes a lock right, not by force but by the fit. The way a perfect slant rhyme lands, you feel the truth of it. This is where the language is between the concrete and the rhythm. This is where we settle every depth without a system. 10 MCs and one beat in the night air as I witness every bar a deposition towards some unspoken fitness. Third man in the circle came up from Flatbush Tuesday. They call him Cannon Loose. His syllables can bruise a Tuesday into something else entirely, something harder. He looks at me and smiles, and I lean in a little farther. Because this is not a battle, this is something more like church, where every soul that steps inside is looking for the worth of what they've carried since the day they first heard something rhyming and understood that words could be a weapon and a line. And the beat is cycling now into its fourth loop. No one's stopping, the crowd is deep now. 30-40 people dropping into this pocket on the avenue that time forgot for an hour. This is what the city grows when it lets something flower. This is where the language lives, inside the lamppost shadow. This is where the history of every block finds its echo. I won't forget the nod that Marcus gave at minute 3 on Nostrand, past the Cypher, past the dark. Something free. Yeah. 11:45 in the bars, heard it all tonight. The couple in the booth who keeps speaking just below the light. The man who came in alone at 9 and ordered the same twice. The woman who keeps checking her phone, same number, same device. I've been behind this counter 4 years, working the same shift, watching people carrying whatever weights that didn't lift. During the daylight, they park them here on someone else's wood. And for a few hours, the carrying stops the way I understood.
This is what the bartender heard, the things that come out sideways, the apologies rehearsed all week that finally found their hallways, the confessions dressed as jokes, the laughter dressed as grief. This is what the bartender heard and chose to hold in brief.
The couple in the booth, his name is probably Raymond. She speaks in half sentences, he fills the rest of cadence. Back and forth they practice for so long it looks like jazz. The call and response of two people still figuring out what love has. He does a thing with his hands when she says something he agrees with. A small unconscious gesture. She doesn't notice it. Believe this is the most intimate thing I've witnessed in 4 years behind this wood. The love that operates in habit. The love that's understood. The man alone at 9. I think about what brings a person here at 9 on a weekday with that specific kind of beer. The one that says I'm not celebrating, I'm just getting through. There's a whole philosophy in what a person chooses to imbibe at too.
This is what the bartender heard. The things that don't have language. The sound of someone deciding something final as an anvil. The breath that comes before a word you've never said out loud. This is what the bartender heard inside the after crowd.
I've been asked 100 times why I never pour myself a drink behind this counter. The honest answer's more than you would think. It's not the professionalism, it's something about witnessing that requires a certain clearness, a certain reckoning. You can't be inside the water and also be the shore. I chose to be the place where people land after the pour. And in the landing, in the slow undoing of the night, I've seen more about the human thing than I could ever write. Yeah. The woman with the phone put it down at quarter to order. Something she never ordered. Said I'm trying something new. Something in her posture said that simple act of switching was the hardest thing she'd done all year. And also, something lifting. She sat with her new drink for 15 minutes without touching it. Just looked at it. The way you look at something, you're approaching it. Then picked it up and held it like a question she decided on. The answer to whatever that was, the looking part was done.
This is what the bartender heard at the end of what was given. The sound of people crossing from the ordinary living into something else, not bigger, just more honest with the hour. This is what the bartender heard. The midnight comes with power.
The bar itself knows things. The wood remembers every elbow, every forehead pressed against it, every story soft and mellow. The rings from glasses mark the spots where someone sat and stayed. The bar has its own testimony, ring by ring. It's been repaid. 11:59 and I begin to count the tabs. The couple's still in their booth. They've settled into the fabric of the night. They're not going anywhere yet, and neither am I. What the bartender heard is still not finished. Midnight's just the sky. This is what Two in the morning and the things we're not saying have gotten louder than the things we are. We've been staying in the comfortable territory of the safe exchange, and I can feel the pressure of the things that we've arranged to not quite say they're in the room now. They have masks, they take up the same space as the silence, the same glass of air between us when we stop talking and look somewhere above each other's eyes. The specific somewhere, that means I'm thinking something I'm not ready to say out loud. 2 a.m. is its own kind of language, different from 11, different from midnight at 2. There's no pretense of even being on your way somewhere at 2. You're either here or you're not, and both of us are still here, which is saying a lot about what we're not saying. About what we're not saying. About what we're not saying. I've been watching the lamplight on the wall for a while. It doesn't change, steady, warm, without a profile or an agenda. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons, it just holds the room through all of this, through all these seasons of a single night. And what I wanna say is I think this is already something. I think the days between seeing you have been different days. I think the jacket on my chair was not an accident, and I think the bracket around this whole arrangement we've been calling getting to know each other is actually something else that neither of us wants to smother with language before it's ready. which I understand. I'm doing the same, I'm holding it carefully in hand. She said something last week about how she moves slow with the things that matter, not out of fear. Just she wants to know what she's getting into before she's already gotten into it, which is fair. I respect that, I even do it myself. In theory and practice, I already know that the know when to ride before the getting the slow is for the language, not the feeling. The feeling made itself clear somewhere around the second Tuesday. We're several Tuesdays past that here. 2 in the morning and we're talking about a film she saw alone last month. She describes it precisely, the specific tone of a scene in the third act. She says, have you seen it? I say no. She says, I'll show you. And right there in it is the thing we don't say, because showing someone a film is a future. Is next Tuesday or the one after? Is a helm handed over to a next time that hasn't been established? And she said it anyway, deliberately, and I don't vanish from it. I say, yeah, let's do that. The lamplight doesn't ask for reasons. It holds the room and lets the conversation find its seasons. The lamplight doesn't ask what we're waiting for. It just keeps being warm, which is what the lamplight's for. And something shifts slightly, not resolved, not spoken into full language, but the room is different from the room we were sitting in 2 hours ago. She looks at me with the particular look that means you heard that right, and I did, and I took it. And I'm keeping it careful, the way you keep a thing that matters before it's named. She adjusts the record sleeve and scatters nothing, just holding the cover of the album, looking at it. 2 in the morning, and we're still in it. But we're not saying this in between is everything. It's something changed it too. She said, I'll show you that film and what came through. In the saying of it, was it the film? It was the futures implicit in the word, the next week's sutures. Stitching this night to a night that hasn't happened yet. And I'm awake now in a way that isn't about regret or caffeine. It's the specific alert of a person who has just understood something. The version of awake that doesn't want to sleep. Not paranoid, not wired, just present. Completely present in a way that's not acquired through effort. It just arrived with the lamplight and the record and her. And now it's 3 and I'm still reckoning with what that means, which is nothing simple, which is everything that happens in the interval between the meeting and the naming of the thing. When you're inside the in-between, and the in-between is everything. She's sitting quiet now, not tired, I can tell. The same quality of a weight. We fell into the synchronized thing where neither of us wants the night to move past this point into whatever the light does to it at 4 and 5, because the light will change it. The morning has a different physics, it will arrange it into something that has consequences, something that requires decisions. And right now we're before the wire of consequence. Right now it's just here, this room, this hour, the strange second when that comes at 3 with the power of something that forgot to end. She said, you know what's strange? I feel like I just started, she said. And I said, me too. And we looked at each other the way you look at someone when you're letting them discover that you're the same kind of strange at your 3 a.m. is also this awake alert inside the interim of something that began in a Harlem bar and it's still running. The city outside is at its quiet, it's not stunning. Silence, but the closest it gets. 3 a.m. is the city's most honest hour. No performance, no city that's working to be something. Just the actual infrastructure, the one truck, the one factual light on the one building. And then hear us, and neither of us has made the move toward the terminus of this particular evening. And there's a kind of trust in that, in letting a night run past the crust of its obvious ending and into this the second window territory after midnight, where the living becomes more deliberate. You're awake now because you chose it, not because the clock says you can't close it, not because of anything external, just this room, this person, this hour at the edge of everything, getting warmer, getting better. The lamplight's been steady, doesn't know it's 3, doesn't know what any particular hour means to me. It just burns the same, which is its own philosophy. Show up, be warm, ask nothing, that's the lamplight's theory. And I'm starting to think that's the right approach. Show up, stay warm, stop coaching yourself into or out of the feeling. Just be here at 3, just ceiling above both of us, floor below, the record sleeve on the table, her jacket on the chair. Everything that's able to be named is named. Everything else is just the second wind before dawn and the trust. Four in the morning is its own kind of quiet. Not the quiet before something, the quiet after the riot of the night is settled into its final understanding. This is what the city sounds like when it stops demanding. I've been walking for an hour since the call. 12 blocks of thinking, not much thinking after all. Just the sound of my own shoes on the same sidewalk, and the realization that I've been waiting for someone to talk to me the way I talked to her tonight, directly, without the 7 months of careful indirection. And the night gave me that too at the Bodega Light. Everything the night kept gave itself up tonight. The city holds things for you, keeps them until you're ready, keeps them in the taxi horns in the subway steady. Rhythm of the daily keeps them in the jazz that bleeds from someone's window in the Cypher, in the bodega's needs. I've been living in this borough long enough to know that the city is a teacher, and it teaches in the slow accumulation of the days. Not in the big announcement, but in Miss Rose's fire escape and the trumpet's pronouncement. There's a man asleep on a bench at the park's edge, not in crisis, just asleep, just past the ledge of whatever day he had. The city holds him too, in its indifferent way, which is the kind of holding through. I think the rooftop taught me something at 5:30, patience. Something about looking long enough at what you're facing. The window taught me something, let the city in the avenue before the dark said everything begins. The jazz bar said that love that doesn't move is just a waiting. That corner tables and the second drink are just deflating. The patience you should spend on the thing that actually matters. The Cypher said step in the circle before the light scatters. The subway said the last train logic strips you down completely. And the bodega said the honest light is here to greet thee with everything you carried and been frightened to declare. And you can set it down right here, I'll hold it, I'll be there. Everything the night kept it until I was ready. Not earlier, not when I was soft, not when I was steady in my comfortable evasions. It kept it for the moment when the only option left was to be fully present. The block I'm walking now is the same block where I grew up. Different buildings, different names, but the same kind of cup the city pours itself into. The same shape of the need, the same corners where you learn what it means to proceed. My father walked the same block, I know because he told me that the block where you learn things is the block that always holds thee, even when you leave it. Even when the storefronts change, the block's original lesson doesn't leave the range of what you know. And what I know from everything tonight is that the city doesn't give you answers in the daylight. It gives you questions and it gives you space to carry them until you find the courage in the dark to marry them. The action to the call to the 3 plain sentences, standing under Bodega like the evidence of 7 months collapsing into something true. Everything the night kept, it kept for me, I knew. 4 a.m. and I'm almost home now. 2 more blocks, the street is mine alone, except the sound of distant locks and keys and someone somewhere making coffee before work, and the city turning very slowly back toward the light. I'm gonna sleep for 3 hours and then get up again and go back to the same avenue, the same uncertain way of everything, but different now. The way the same street looks different on the other side of something that you finally took. The city never asked if we were ready. It just kept moving, kept its rhythm low and steady. But everything it kept for us was in that rhythm all along. The rooftop, the window, the Cypher, the bartender, the song. The song. Yeah. Yeah. 5 in the morning and the ceiling's getting lighter. The dark that was so heavy has become a little brighter. Not dramatic, just the way the night can seize the morning. The way your hand unclenches after holding something burning. I haven't slept, the phone is still warm from an hour ago. The call that took 11 months to make, I let it go into the open air, and now it's out there. Now it lives outside my chest, which is the only place that heals, that gives. I can hear the city starting, barely, but it's starting. The first delivery truck somewhere, a pigeon on the parting of the rooftop ledge above. The same ledge from the other night, when the sky was gold and everything was full of amber light. I think about Miss Rosa on the fire escape at 6. How by the time I woke she'd already started to fix the day with the quiet discipline of someone who has known that mornings are a practice. You don't find them, they're grown. The city never asked if we were ready, and I used to hold that thought like a complaint, unsteady, resentful of the way you move without a consultation, as if we were just passengers inside its own narration. But lying here at 5 with the ceiling getting lighter, I think the city's mercy is precisely that it's brighter. Without our permission, it doesn't wait for us to heal. Before it sends the morning, it just sends it, keeps it real. It sent the morning when I wasn't, sends it every time, regardless of what happened in the hours that were mine. And somehow that consistency, the light that doesn't ask, is the most generous thing a city has. The only task it needs to do for us is just to keep arriving, to keep the bodega lit, the subway surviving, to keep the Cypher going on the corner, keep the jazz leaking from the window. All the ordinary has a way of being everything when everything is gone, and something in the going found its way back to a song. The way Miss Rosa finds the fire escape and finds it good, the way the trumpet finds a note and holds it like it should. I heard something at 5:30 on a rooftop, just the light. I spent a whole night walking and it walked me back to right. Not fixed, not resolved in any clean or final way, but honest, which at 5 a.m. is all you need to say. The city never asked if we were ready, and I finally understand it, finally steady, with the fact that readiness is not a destination. It's the willingness to keep walking through the transformation. There's a kind of love that the city gives the people who stay long enough, who walk enough nights, who take the last train when things get rough, who stand under Bodega Light and finally make the call, who come back to the rooftop even after the fall, into whatever the fall is. The months of almost saying, the weeks of carrying the paper without dialing, not betraying the thing but not committing. And then one night the city runs out of places to hide you from yourself. No pity, just the fluorescent in the glass and the number in your hand. I'll sleep for a few hours and then I'll make some coffee, and the avenue will do what avenues do softly, and I will be a part of it the way I've always been. Not ready, never fully, but present and still in. The city never asked if we were ready. The city just kept moving, kept its rhythm low and steady. And somewhere in the rhythm, somewhere in the noise and the jazz, was everything I needed. The city had it, always has. The light comes through the window now, not gold yet, just a gray, the beautiful gray that is the promise of the day. I close my eyes inside of it and let the city breathe, and for the first time since the rooftop, I don't have to leave.